Alright, in today's video we are going over how to stop overthinking and overanalyzing an issue for many people, myself included. That's coming up next. Hi guys, if you're new to the channel, my name is Dave and this is HeartSpace, where we are releasing videos every single week to expand your awareness, to help you live more intuitively, and to be more heart-centered. So if that's something you want, hit that subscribe button and bell icon so you don't miss any videos that we release. So guys, in this video I want to talk about something that I think is really such a struggle for so many people, and I really do believe if more people stopped overthinking and overanalyzing things, dropped into their intuition, dropped into their heart more, they would live more fulfilling, heart-centered, in-flow lives. And honestly, who doesn't want a more fulfilling life? You know, I think this is such a simple thing to get a handle on, but does not mean it's easy. You know, this is something I've struggled with for quite a while as well. And so I have many different tools that I use to help me when I feel that I'm overthinking and overanalyzing and using my mind, the tool of my mind, more than I think I should be. And I want to share them with you. So the first thing that really helps me, and it's something I know helps a lot of people, is a philosophy that I really love, or just an idea really, and it's where focus goes, energy flows. And so one thing that happens when we're overthinking is we're not really in conscious control of our energy, of our thoughts. We're kind of just letting them play out. You know, we're not really doing anything to intervene. We're kind of getting involved in the thoughts, in the energy that's going on right now. But what if instead we disrupted the pattern and decided to focus our energy on something different? Because try and think of two things at once right now. The fact of the matter is you cannot. You can really only focus on one thing at a time. Sure, you might focus on one thing and then another thing and then another thing, but you're never going to be able to focus on both of those two things at the same time. And so where your focus goes, your energy goes. When you're thinking of this thing, your energy is now within that thing. And when you're in this thing, it's there, in that thing. So how about instead of allowing this free flow range of chaotic thoughts, unless that's the point and you're meditating and you want to kind of unearth all that stuff, that can be useful as well from an observation standpoint. But what if we disrupted that pattern and started focusing on an energy, started focusing on a frequency, or just started focusing on thoughts that we want to focus on? And so this idea of where focus goes, energy flows has really altered my life in many different ways, because maybe when I'm in a place of feeling like a victim, I'm feeling really negative, I can start focusing instead on what I appreciate. And one of the tools I'm going to give you is having an appreciation practice. This is something I do every single day. I have a beach near where I live. And every single day I will go to that beach, and for 15 to 30 minutes, sometimes longer if I'm really just loving the energy, because appreciation energy is just, for me, another form of love. And I will out loud say the things that I'm thankful for. And I'll get into a flow, you know, just allowing my gratitude and my appreciation just to flow naturally. And I will get out of my head and drop into my heart and just start feeling. I will be thankful for the people I have in my life that I love. And I'll be thankful for even little things like the waves of the ocean itself, the beautiful place that I get to live in, the mountains, the birds, the sand, you know, the nature around me, the fact that I'm alive, the fact that I'm healthy, the fact that I get to do the things that I get to do. And again, the list can go on and on and on. But you'll notice something magical about when you're in this energy. You're not overthinking. You're not overanalyzing, because again, you cannot focus on two things at once. So that's my first practice to you. When you find yourself overthinking, overanalyzing, you don't even need to do a 15 to 30 minute practice. I do that mandatory once a day. But throughout the day, if I find myself in this kind of loop, this overthinking and this energy is just going all over the place from one thing to the next, of paranoid thoughts or fear or you know, what if I'm not good enough to do, you know, whatever it is, I'll just stop, pause, disrupt that flow of energy, because again, it's an energy, and then drop into the energy I want to be in, which is appreciation or love. And I'll just start going, you know what, I'm so happy and appreciative now that I get to live where I live. I'm so happy and appreciative now to have running water. I'm so happy and appreciative now for my girlfriend getting to be with Lily. I'm so happy and appreciative now, you know, for, you know, the house I live in. I'm so happy and appreciative now that I get to travel. I'm so happy and appreciative now for this YouTube channel, for all of you. You know, you start getting into that energy, you can even kind of sense the excitement in my voice. It changes the frequency that you are on. Now, another great practice you can do, and again, this is more of a practice, although you can do this for 5 minutes when you find yourself in kind of this vortex of overthinking and thoughts and just all these emotions or whatever it is. And it's meditation. And one of my favorite meditations, again, from someone named Kyle Cease, is a meditation where you just sit and observe and you don't try and influence everything. Now, earlier I talked about disrupting the pattern. Well, this is actually more of a deliberate practice where you're not going to disrupt the pattern, but you're also not going to attach yourself to the pattern. There's a big difference there. There's a difference between allowing it to play out and then attaching yourself to each and every thought. Actually thinking the thoughts are real, attaching yourself to the thought of I'm not good enough, for example, and believing that thought. That's a difference between just observing and going, oh, these thoughts are not me, but I'm going to allow them to play out. Let's see what comes up. Let's unearth what is, in me right now, and see what's stuck, see what needs to leave, see what is trying to come through. And just by doing this observation meditation, you'll get to a point of stillness. You'll get to a point where, because you're not attaching to the thoughts, which means you're holding on to these thoughts, right? So here's a thought, and I'm not good enough. Boom. You start looking at it, you start going, why am I thinking that? All this stuff. Now you're holding on to it. Maybe just kind of let it go. Just observe it, just watch it, but have no attachment to it. Don't grab it. Don't try and shove it away. You're not trying to get rid of it. You're just letting it run its course. And you'll find if you do this for about an hour, deep into the meditation, that you'll get to a point where you've released and you'll start to receive. You've cleared space, and then you'll start getting these intuitive downloads from the universe, which is quite magical, but that's a whole different topic altogether. But that's another great practice that is really going to help you to, this one, not get out of your head, but to disassociate from the overthinking, to disassociate from the over-analytical mind. Last thing I'm going to leave you guys with that's going to help you get out of your head is to get into your body. And the best way to do this is through some kind of movement exercise practice. Now, one of my favorites that I've been doing recently is Qigong, which is literally translate, I believe, into energy practice. And so these are certain movements that help me get into the moment, move energy throughout my body. And what I found when I'm doing this, and I do this by the beach in nature, which makes it even better, grounding myself in the sand, hearing the waves. But what I found when I'm doing this is it helps me be present. And when you're present, you're not thinking. You're not in your head. You're in your body. You're doing the movements. And, if you're doing them with full focus, you can't also be thinking at the same time. For those of you who do exercise, when you're running or you're doing like some kind of movement and you have to focus on the movement, you can't at the same time be thinking. You are just in your body in that moment. And so another great way to knock yourself out of this overthinking kind of energy that you're in is to start moving. Again, Qigong, movement training, gymnastics. It can be a sport, it can be some kind of activity like surfing, snowboarding, anything really that helps you get out of your head and into your body. All right, guys, so those are some ideas that are going to help you stop overthinking and overanalyzing. You can use the 3 tools or the ideas that I gave you in order to stop overthinking and analyzing. And again, I think a lot of suffering comes from that. And one of the biggest takeaways I would take from this video is this quote. You can even write this down, actually write this down in the comments if you've gotten to this point. Where focus goes, energy flows. And if you write that in the comments, I know you've been paying attention. But where focus goes, energy flows. And just remembering that mantra, remembering that idea will help you to more consciously direct your focus and thus direct your energy in your everyday life. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you check out the other 2 videos that I've left up on screen. If you like this video, please subscribe. We're gonna have way more content like this coming your way, over practical ideas, over more esoteric ideas and spiritual ideas, but all a bunch of fun stuff that's gonna help you and give us a place to express ideas that we find to be very helpful and truthful and amazing. Thanks once again, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.